Yaya being the Greek nickname for grandmother just seemed to work well with the Cheesecake Stout concept. And of course we're continuing the little riff on or stereotype, if you will, on grandmothers making the best desserts. And I'm particularly excited about Nana's funnel cake stout. I'm being Pennsylvania Dutch myself, but we'll get there. We've worked quite a bit in our pilot program with incorporating some very non-traditional and dairy-based ingredients into beer, yogurt, cream cheese, things like that. And Andrew Bell, our pilot brewer, has done a few iterations of this. Some that have been released to the tap rooms and some that haven't. And in this particular beer, in order to capture that mouthfeel and flavor of what a cheesecake would feel like in a sweet stout, we used a dehydrated cream cheese, and it actually went into the hot side, into the brew house on this beer. That's a little bit different than some of our ingredient incorporations, which are included in the finishing side of the beer or cold side after the beer's been fermented. And so that makes this ingredient a lot of fun to work with, and it was a new challenge, and I think we captured it. That flavor, of course, is augmented by raspberry, graham cracker, vanilla, and lactose to ultimately create a very decadent, sweet pastry stout, of course, that tastes like raspberry cheesecake. We're trying to not take ourselves too seriously, have some fun with the naming convention, and keep our innovation up with these pastry stouts, and I think this embodies that. In the aroma, I get a lot of roast and raspberry, of course, and there is, even if there can be such a thing as a creamy aroma, I think it's there. I also noticed that there's a thickness to this beer that really is coming from the incorporation of the cheese component, and it's really interesting. The mouthfeel is what's unique about it. It's just a really particularly chewy stout, and not from being overly back sweetened. You know, a lot of these pastry stouts just have so much sugar that the sweetness is overpowering, but this one really does have, of course, sweetness, but a different level of depth as well from the cheesecake component, and it's really present. It's unique. And then, of course, there's that fruit backbone. So the raspberry, which we're very well versed with working with, that we included in a lot of our beers, that's there, as well as a little bit of that graham cracker, just to round out the dessert concept. This is going to be a fun beer. I think it's every bit as good as many of the other pastry stouts that we've been releasing, but undoubtedly unique, and that's what sets it apart. If this beer were a famous performer or musician, I'd have to say it's Tony Clifton, because is this thing for real?